if you look at the chances that both teams had, the score could have been a lot higher. It could have been something like 6-4 because there were some golden opportunities for both sets of forwards, but they couldn't sort of quite get them on target. But Corinthians had a great start. I think it was the first couple of minutes, and Kane Riding played in a neat inside ball, very unselfish by him. He could have gone for goal, and Sean Doyle was there to put it in basically to an open net, and 1-0 it was. But then St Mary's equalised, and it was a mistake. Matthew Quirk will put his hands up and just say he came out to collect, spilled it, and it went down. And then there's a scrap for the ball, and it fell nicely to Matthew Kent-Lloyd. I think a little bit of deflection got on it, but it didn't matter. You know, Matthew meant what he was doing. He got stuck into it, and 1-1 it was. And then another one, it was a free kick, and the one, I think it was Carl Clark's. It was Jack McVeigh, and you can't give away free kicks right on the edge of the box when Jack's going to take him. And even though Jack didn't score, the wall did the job. When it hits a wall, it could go anywhere, and it fell to Carl Clark, and Carl got the goal. And then Frank Jones's header, clever. That's what Frank's all about. He's a good footballer, and corner was taken, and Frank facing the corner taker just back-headed it, and into the net it went past Matthew Quirk. So 3-1 it finished in the end. I thought it was a really good game to watch. Both sets of players stuck at it. I think Corinthians' first 15 minutes had a really good spell, and I thought to myself, they're on it here, but then they let it slip in that first half, and St Mary's played some good football and got a hold of that first 45 minutes. But in the second half, it was pretty even Steven, I thought, and Frank Jones was busy down that right-hand side, but every time he delivered, there was no one there to pick up the bits and pieces. So, fair result, 3-1 to St Mary's. Got no gripes with that one, and Corinthians will look back at chances they've missed, like St Mary's will look at it, chances they missed, but also possibly a little bit down on performance today, I thought. And Sam Baines, who came on in the second half, young lad who's been a little bit frustrated, but he's only 16 and he's such a talent. I think when he came on, it looked a lot better for Corinthians. They suddenly became a little bit more creative, and were throwing up Fraser Vaughan as well. That nearly paid off, and it's back to the drawing board for Corinthians. They've had a great run. It's not doom and gloom for them. They've competed with the top side in the league, and they'll be looking to get it right next week in a rearranged fixture.
You say it's not all doom and gloom. The question was asked before this match, does the winner automatically become favourites to go on and lift the trophy? Do you think that is certainly true of St Mary's? They are reigning champions. They were coming up against a very strong Corinthian side, full of confidence, in fine form, looking to make it 7 wins in a row. And they've dealt with that challenge admirably. They've got the 3 points, they've got the job done, and they are still top of the table.
Yeah, they have, and they are top of the table, but when you look at St Mary's, they've played 10. Russian have completed their first half of the season, they've played 11. You've got Corinthians have only played 8, so just say for talk's sake, it's pure guessing game. They won the 3 games in hand, that's 27 points they're beyond, and if St Mary's win their game in hand, they're on 28, so it's not a panic, and as far as I know, there's no sort of rearranged fixtures with all the top teams playing each other, so it might go according to the league table the way it's looking at the moment. I think Laxey now are under pressure from the Railway Cup because they've got 1 game to go, and their game is against St George's. But then when we come to St George's result later on, who would bet against Laxey getting something out of that one? St George's have played 8 for 16, so they've got 3 more to go, so put 9 points on them, that's 25 points. They're up there, so they're not too far away. And with Peel winning today, they're on 17. They win their 2 games in hand, they're on 23. So it's still nice and tight at the table, but it's all about winning that game. St Mary's have done it, so it does put them in a more favourable position.